All right, let's keep it moving. I want to go to the next topic because it looks like Tyler Perry was on Keke Palmer's podcast snapping.
Mr. Tyler Perry.
That's
So
right.
you've got this highbrow Negro who is all up in the air with his nose up looking at everything. And then you got people like where I come from and me who are grinders, who really know what it's like, whose mothers and were caregivers for white kids and were maids and housekeepers and all of these beauticians that don't discount these people and say that their story don't matter. Who are you to be able to say which black story is important or should be told? Get out of here with that bullshit.
Yes, Tyler Perry was on Keke Palmer's podcast, and he just had a little rant moment where he basically let the world know that he didn't really care too much about, a lot of the criticism.
Black people criticism about him doing the same old type movies.
Yeah, and basically, to paraphrase him, he just basically said, I make movies for, people who have, bad lives that want to see their stories told on screen. And, that was his response to a lot of the critics. And
Kiss my ass.
Yeah, I took it kind of, a little offensive because I kind of interpreted Tyler Perry saying that people have these fucked up lives who watch my films, so they want to see their fucked up lives on camera.
Right. And I'm going to keep doing it.
Yeah.
I'm going to keep rehashing your old wounds and keep opening that bitch up. Every time that scab about to heal up, I'm going to peel that bitch back.
Well, not just necessarily that. He was just basically criticizing a lot of the people that criticize him. Well, but yeah, the criticisms came from a lot of the issues they have with his films, such as the cheap props and, the storytelling and all that. And that's where his rant came from.
Yeah, because you got a studio, nigga. You got billion. You got money. So they just basically saying when you transition from your character to where you have your own studio, they saying the quality of your work should be a hell of a lot better than what it is. You need to grow up, in other words. So for you to have this little childish, what they said I had last week, a fucking rant, nigga. You need to listen to them. You need to listen to them people that fucking damn pay your bills, who look at your shows, your customers, what somebody said, they are talking. They don't want to see that tired out ass shit. So if I was you, Mr. Tyler Perry, if you want to keep your black ass in that damn mansion of yours, you better listen.
Well, I think what it is Tyler Perry, first and foremost, whenever you do art for profit, you are subject to criticism regardless of who you are or what projects you put out. So that's number one. But I thought it was a little egotistical because he was just – I get Tyler Perry's side too. How can you sit here and want to put effort into better shit when what you're doing is good enough to get you a goddamn film studio?
Yeah, but when you when your fan base who pretty much follow you from Medea, when you went from stage playing to now, they basically saying, nigga, let your work grow up with your fucking your pockets. That's all they saying. As long as you in the industry, your work should speak for itself. So if you got enough, if you went from being on stage and selling DVDs, let that shit ring. He was on stage doing the Chitlin tour and selling DVDs to where now you have your own studio. How many black folks have their own studio?
Not a lot.
So nigga, you better listen.
Okay, I'm reading the chat. Kimmy, I don't know who this person is. That's not what he said. He said folks need to hear the message to help encourage them to get out of their situations.
Okay, but the thing about it is what the fan base is saying to him is like, do something different. That's the whole art of the whole conversation. The fans is saying, his fans, mind you, I don't watch this shit. I don't like it. You know what I'm saying?
I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. I only saw Divorce in the Black to talk about it on here.
I only saw, take it back. I seen, what's the one he had? What's my girl in? Damn.
What?
One there was my girl Jill Scott was in.
Oh, Why Did I Get Married?
I think that.
Yeah,
I saw that.
Okay,
I saw that.
I'll give. Yeah, that was decent.
That was straight.
Is that like his best
Scott.
movie in terms of, I guess, creative wise?
Yeah, my opinion. No, he had
What is Tyler Perry's best movie?
Well,
Did he have Chris Rock and all them in one movie?
Chris Rock was in a Tyler Perry movie?
Maybe I'm sure. I don't know. Cause all these.
I know Chris Rock was in that Saw shit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But that's not. That's yeah. No.
I'm trying to think. What is Tyler Perry's best movie? We don't have many to pick from.
I don't know because like
I don't watch
that. I'm not a fan of his.
Yeah, like I'm not gonna say I'm not a. I'm not a fan.
I'm not a major fan.
But I'm not a fan. I don't watch.
I know I have seen some of his movies, but they just don't stand out.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you. A lot of Tyler Perry's movies are a little better than what they're advertised as from the critics, because I was expecting Divorce in Black to be like the worst shit I've ever seen, but it was entertaining. I mean, not for the right reasons. Like watching Corey snap in that movie was unintentional comedy, but it was entertaining.
We have here in the comments.
Yes.
It was like, that's not what he said. Folks hear the message. Oh, millionaires listen when they get hit in the pockets.
Of course.
People are still watching, even the haters.
But you got to understand, if Netflix is giving him a bag, he don't really, he already got the money for Divorce in Black. Like, he don't give a fuck.
I mean, again.
It can't flop.
I mean, again, you know what I'm saying? I don't watch them, you know what I'm saying? So my opinion is strictly what's being mentioned out loud, saying out loud. So I don't watch the man. So biased opinion over here.
So he basically said, if you let somebody talk you out of a place that God has put you in, you're going to find yourself in hell. That's what Tyler Perry said. He went on to say he knows for a fact that he is doing with his movies is exactly what I'm supposed to be doing.
He did do Alex Cross. And Alex Cross is one.
That was good. I didn't watch it.
Was that the action movie one?
Yeah.
No, it wasn't action. It's suspense. The only reason why I know about Alex Cross, I used to read a lot of Alex Cross books, and it's suspense. He's a black detective. He's a black detective.
Yeah, the black detective joint. Yeah,
right. So the movie was, in my opinion, it was okay. You know, like I said, I read a book. Reading a book and a movie is two different things. You know what I'm saying? So it was okay, in my opinion.
So Perry explained that a large portion of his fans are disenfranchised and do not have access to resources like therapy, and their stories are discounted. So Perry said, you've got these highbrow Negroes with his nose up looking at everything, and then you got people like where I come from who are grinders and really know what it's like, said Perry. Okay, I want to make a little joke about the grinder part, but I'm going to leave that alone. And then he said, who are you to say which black story is important or should be told? Get out of here with that bullshit. That's what Tyler Perry said. Okay, now that kind of bothers me because I feel like also with Tyler Perry, in response to people's criticisms of you, I also think if you have the resources, you should influence other black filmmakers and help them out to tell the other side of the stories.
I don't want to do that.
I'm not going to lie.
That creates competition.
That last little comment about highbrow Negroes, that kind of don't sit right with me.
Of course, because again, right now, he's king of the mountain.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
that did it come off, really?
What?
Tyler Perry, highbrow, that part doesn't come off. I mean, that matches the Medea, nigga. Like that just has to throw a little bit of zest on it.
Right.
Yeah. But he's talking about other people. He's talking about all you highbrow Negroes with your nose up looking at everything. And then you got people like me who come from where I'm from and want.
You got to throw the zest on it. Yeah. See, now you looking at it like.
But my thing is this: why can't you empower other black people to tell the highbrow Negro stories and take the pressure off you?
Why? Because then that means you're not the only goat in the mountain. He want to be the only goat in the mountain. See, this is where you know an alpha versus an alpha. See, you got some alphas, right? They can roam amongst other alphas, and it doesn't dim their light at all. You feel what I'm saying? Oh, what up, bro? Oh, I like that shit right there. You looking good, cat. All right, keep it moving. That type of shit. And then you got these other bitch-ass alphas. They want to be the only one in the show. You're not the only one. So when they get amongst other real-ass alphas, they coward. Or they do some old slick-ass, passive-aggressive shit. You feel what I'm saying? So he one of them niggas. He one of them niggas like when you put him up amongst the other alphas and shit like that, you gonna dim his light. So your comment why he won't empower other black movie producers to do that story that he don't want to do? No, they're gonna take the shine off of him, even though it really isn't. Because if you empower that man or woman to do them shows and movies that you don't do, you still gonna get props. But that lets you know on the mental aspect on things.
Yeah, exactly. So, well, hey, shout out to Tyler Perry. I don't have any long-term issues with him, and the major thing I tell to everybody is eventually, you know, you got to put out your own movies if you're that adamant about seeing your specific story told. And, yes, Kimmy says, this person I've never met, he does invest in other writers and black actors and lets them use his studio at discounted rates. So he does do his part to help out those black actors. So maybe I stand corrected.
Will Packer has talked about it. Well, again, you know, our whole comment is where he's saying basically, based on what you guys are saying, that he want to tell his brand a story, and he talking about the high Negroes. What we're suggesting is, if you don't want to tell that
story, empower others to tell it.
Exactly. Empower somebody else to tell them stories that you don't want. His fans, or a few of his high profile fans, is tired of seeing him doing the same shit. They want him to do something different.
I agree.
Well, all this ain't understanding this nigga, man.
All I'm going to say, you know,
Tyler Perry is doing what niggas do.
What?
He's making the movie. He's giving people
what they ask for.
No, and he's keeping the bulk of the money instead of using all that shit on all those expensive ass props and
like
resources and shit. That's all
wigs that are good looking. You know what? I'm not going to give Tyler Perry too much flack because I've been putting my little short films together, and they're definitely not going to register with the normal black audience. It's going to be horror. It's going to be violence, blood, you know, just all the things that are going to make people think I'm really disturbed.
You are disturbed.
I'm not disturbed. I'm a nice young man.
If that's the case, everybody disturbed.
You ain't that young anymore either.
Nigga, I look young. Every time I go to Maryland, people are like, dude, you look good for your age.
Hey, remember how he came in earlier, right?
I was angry.
He's calm.
I'm calm.
Where's it down?
His heart rate is down.
My heart rate is down.
He's good to go.
I'm great.
He couple drink.
I've calmed down a little bit.
He done smoke something. He chill.
Yeah.